really late. It's 1:03 a.m. and just sitting here with my eyes half closed, watching videos, looking at earthquakes. We have one that, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, Island, California, and it's on the major fault. I believe it's the San Andreas because it's the biggest one. It's the biggest one there is. Let me do it this way. Now you should be able to see it. This right here, I believe, is the San Andreas Fault. This is the Salton Sea, which a lot of people talk about. Being that this is where the earthquakes, the big mega quake is going to start. And I believe Nyland is right here. So just really interesting. I'm sitting here looking at earthquakes and wondering what's going on, because we also have, let's see here, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but we have the HARP is also acting up. I know that they're going to have a blizzard here in the East Coast, thus the purple. That's the highest magnitude reading for HARP. And as well as something's brewing down here. So, you know, HARP can play with weather. Also, the frequencies can create earthquakes as well. So this is centered, I'm going to say that it is somewhere, I think it's probably going to be San Diego. Okay, so I'm just curious if we look at the I just want to look at San Onofre. I don't want to look at a school or anything, but so San Onofre power plant, I believe, is somewhere right here at the coast, and I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me put it over here. So let's see, let's go to HARP. So that's got to be, I don't know, I'm not that good with maps, but I'm guessing that's San Diego. So, which makes me want to check the weather. Just curious. So this is probably pretty typical. 63 degrees, 52 tonight. It's supposed to storm. So it could lead me to believe that possibly there's going to be a storm brewing, and they're going to play with that. But I'm also wondering if they're trying to trigger some earthquake. So we have a lot of fault lines near San Diego. Well, I'm not going to say a lot, but we have two that are close by. And we have quite a few, and San Andreas is not too far off. I'm going to say that's what, 100 miles? Maybe 75 miles. You got the mountains right here. And I have family that lives over in the mountains east of San Diego, so probably about 60 to 75. That's probably about 75, 100. So I'm just curious what's going on. And then I'm on YouTube, and I catch a load of this, the Truth Seeker. This is by Russia Today, RT News. You're being watched now. So I'm going to watch this with you. I haven't watched it yet. So let's see what this is about. And I thought it was one of my, one of the persons I'm subscribed to is a Truth Seeker. So I was like, what is this? So let's take a look.
My name is Daniel Bushell. Terrorists aren't the real targets of America's police state. Coming up,
Obama's Adventures in Murderland. Your search engine selling you lies. And America outlaws private property.
if you use a cell, a computer, or walk outside, the FBI now considers you a terrorist suspect with no right to privacy. 62% of Americans who back drone strikes on foreigners can now get a taste of their own medicine, but so will those against drones, whether they like it or not. A court ruled Obama can drone murder Americans without trial, even though it's, quote, incompatible with the Constitution, when Obama threw an Alice in Wonderland.
Wait a minute, he said, we can be drone murdered. That's a crazy phrase. Without even anybody having to go to court. Wow. Freaky. Alright, let's watch some more.
Christmas bash. It's unclear if he's mocking the judge who said,
"The Alice in Wonderland nature of this is not lost on me. A catch-22 that allows the executive branch of our government to proclaim as lawful certain actions that seem on their face incompatible with our Constitution, while keeping the reasons for their conclusion a secret."
Investigator Jason Leopold, what's going on?
It's a police state mentality. And if I were to say to you, or anyone from the public, that we are moving closer and closer toward a police state, I would be dismissed as a conspiracy theorist, as someone who is just paranoid. But we are already there. And as you mentioned, we have the drone strikes, we have the fact that drones, that various police departments throughout the country are using drones for surveillance here.
Several US citizens have already been assassinated. Here Black Hawks fly low on downtown Miami, strafing highways with machine gun fire in what authorities call a practice run. Government drone, says the Supreme Court, can even spy on your private property without a warrant. You want to sunbathe nude on your own property, says Jay Stanley of America's Civil Liberties Union. You can no longer be sure nobody is watching you. So the first citizen who pulls the trigger will be fated, says this judge.
The first American patriot that shoots down one of these drones that comes too close to his children in his backyard will be an American hero.
And it's not the first scandal where Americans paid to spy on themselves. This far too honest video was pulled after an outcry. It reveals this public spy system is already recording our conversations in places like Michigan and soon San Francisco. Intellistrates calls cops when you make a louder than average noise and uses data mining like facial profiling of every passerby. So the promo was pulled, but the program expands. Department of Homeland Security, untouchables, say they will simply no longer tell us other cities that deploy these robocops. Investigative journalist Madison Rupert, please describe to us a world of so-called intelligence streets.
You might be having an intense conversation with a friend. You might be having a friendly argument over a sports game or whatever it may be, a political situation. The cops could be called and then you are treated as a criminal until you can be proven innocent of some kind of criminal activity. And the problem with that is obviously that it is the complete reverse of what the American justice system is supposed to be. We are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but with this kind of pre-crime technology where you are held guilty until you can be proven.
He said pre-crime technology. Do you guys know what movie that comes from? Pre-crime. I'll give you a hint. It has Tom Cruise in it.
innocent is truly a kind of minority report style. Absolute.
He gave it away.
Science fiction when we're talking about this kind of stuff, but unfortunately, behavior recognition is getting rolled out in these cameras.
Privacy expert Kate Croxford, what laws is the government breaking?
The U.S. Constitution states pretty clearly in the Fourth Amendment that United States persons, that's to say anybody in the United States, should be free from warrantless search and seizure. So it's pretty clear to us at the ACLU that listening to someone's phone call or reading their email constitutes a search.
Simple question, why should people know what its government is doing?
That's essentially what Dianne Feinstein said on the floor of the Senate when they were debating the FISA reauthorization back in December. She basically said just that. You know, we can't tell people what we're really doing because if they found out, they'd be pissed. And, you know, that is just not an acceptable way to govern in a democracy.
Elected senators also can't reveal all your calls are being tapped. The FBI claims people on their cell have no right to privacy. Leading law professor Neil Richards, do they have any legal grounding to do that at all?
I think to say that no one has a right to privacy when they use a mobile phone, or that no one has a right to privacy when they use the internet, is utter nonsense.
Every US family is being recorded, not just for emails, but in everything it does, from parking tickets to choice of dog food. That harvesting of data is being aided and abetted by your local network provider. AT&T even wired up its circuit direct to the National Security Agency. Tech giants sell themselves as anti-establishment. In 1984, Apple was this freedom fighter slaying Big Brother. But in 2013, Big Brother's now called Apple. Cybersecurity analyst Rich Mogul, is Apple the only one doing this?
Companies, basically, let's take a step back. There are the policies by the companies that basically say you have no privacy. An example of that would be Facebook. They can sell your data, monitor your data. They change their policies all the time, and they make those changes with very little or no notification to the users. Even China hasn't had the ability to monitor their citizens with such depth and breadth as a company like Google.
Hounded by feds constantly, web guru Kim.com plans an end to the government spying capability.
My goal is, within the next 5 years, I want to encrypt half of the internet, you know? Just re-establish a balance between a person, an individual, and the state. Because right now, we are living very close to this vision of George Orwell, and I think it's not the right way. You know, it's a wrong path that the governments are on, thinking that they can spy on everybody.
But governments now openly working to kill a free internet altogether.
Leaving the internet alone has been the nation's internet policy since the internet was first commercialized. But that was then, and this is now.
Oh,
but
wow.
Why are the victims of this innocent people? WikiLeaks revealed a fact so shocking, the feds attacked Julian Assange's site day and night for over a week to stop people reading it. Internal security emails expose that America's surveillance network is, quote, more for activists than terror threats. This intercept operator's testimony confirms the real target is ordinary Americans.
You know there's no terrorists, right? No such thing. Terrorists are government. But now they want to call us terrorists. It's crazy.
Those were all in English. They were all American. And the guy goes back to his supervisor and says, "Sir, these people are all Americans." The supervisor says, "Just transcribe it. That's in order. Transcribe everything." A lot of these people were having personal phone calls, calling their families, and everything just disappeared somewhere. Someone's got it. After a few days, he said he didn't want to do it anymore, didn't think it was right. So they got somebody else to do it. There's a lot of intimidation, and people just follow orders.
The national intelligence boss somehow claims spying on everyone is practical and effective, but an independent probe found the exact opposite.
What a bunch of crap coming through, hampering counterterrorism. The inquiry could not identify a single contribution that fusion centers made to disrupt an active terrorist plot. DHS officials asserted that some fusion centers existed when they did not. Centers forwarded intelligence endangering citizens, civil liberties, and privacy. DHS personnel are prohibited from monitoring U.S. persons for activities protected by the U.S. Constitution, such as the First Amendment, freedoms of peaceful assembly and protest.
It'll be the biggest bunch of crap in history. A new 1 million square foot jumbo facility in Utah will hold all the world's information for the next 100 years. When strangers gain control, first victims are children. A lawsuit alleges teachers spy on kids undressing through school-supplied laptop webcams. Kate Crockford, strangers with access to all our files. How serious will the abuse be?
There are over 4.5 million people in this country now who have security clearances. You know, a number of those people are actually working for private corporations. So these teachers snooping on kids are about, you know, police inappropriately using databases to look up information about their ex-girlfriends, or, you know, mayors using information to look to, you know, punish their political enemies, whatever. This is actually just the tip of the iceberg, because we don't know what these people are really doing every day when they sit in front of a computer that, you know, has access to surveillance feeds from all around the country or all around the world, or, you know, any number of databases containing, you know, so much information about literally every single person in this country.
In the USSA, TV now watches you. This is The Truth Seeker.
Okay, yeah, pretty creepy. You know, we might be being watched, but we know who watches over us. That's Jesus Christ. So really, you know, once the rapture comes, and those that are left behind, it's not going to be pretty for them. So honestly, if you don't know Jesus, come to know him today and just ask him into your heart, because things are about to get crazy. Nobody could put a time on when he is to come. But back when I was a kid, it was Jesus is coming. Then as I got older, Jesus is coming soon. But you know what? Jesus is coming now. And by now, I mean any day. Like, prophecies are being fulfilled, and it's a matter of time, honestly. So just wanted to share this with you. I haven't been vlogging because there was a death at my church, and it was a 13-month-old baby, and just taking some time reflect on things, and you know, we still have to praise God, because joy comes in the morning, and he wants us to be strong right now. And I could have, you know, totally related to the parents that lost their child, but they're standing so strong that they had to support some of us, that they were consoling, you know, some of the people that were coming to console them. And it's just crazy that, you know, how God works. It's just intense. But at any rate, just keeping a watchful eye out for what's going on, and wanted you to be aware as well. We got some crazy weather in the East Coast, and something brewing in San Diego area. Last time this happened, it spread out all the way to Arizona, New Mexico, Arizona, Washington, and almost all of California was red, but that's when we had those really cold days. So who knows what's going to happen. But at any rate, just wanted to leave you with that. And may Yeshua HaMashiach be with you. And just wanted to tell you that I'm here for you if you need prayer, if you're sick, if you need deliverance. Brother Clark and I would be willing to help you out. We've been helping a few people out here and there in Tiny Chat. And, I was told if you have Jesus Christ in you, then you could do what Jesus Christ did. So I just want to leave you with that. And like I said, it's really late, so excuse my voice, but stand firm in Jesus and don't let anything get in your way with your relationship with Him. And I pray that it may grow stronger, your relationship in Jesus, so that you can stand firm in Him. Amen. Stay blessed. Love you in Jesus.